Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know, I got to invite everybody in. Why? Because this is the place to be. This is the best community on these internet streets and so much fun. I'm telling you, we have so much fun over here. And if you want to be a part of it, you know what you need to do. Go in those settings, look around. Find that subscribe button and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And I do pop in quite often. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. I got that thing in a chokehold, y'all. I do. And I intend not to let it go. And also, I just want to thank all of the readers who support the channel by watching the commercials. Listen, y'all are doing a smash up job. Yes, y'all doing a terrific job. So thank you. Thank you for that. And also look over there in the corner. That's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, look over there in the other corner. That's our super thanks. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we have a couple of shout outs. And first up is Kino Najari. Now, Kino has not been with us for a long time, but Kino's presence has been felt since she has been here. I'm telling you, coming in, always supporting, always being in the comments, just being a ride or die. And I tell you, I appreciate her so very much. And I'm so lucky to have her. So thank you, Kino. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being here and being a part of this community. And last but not least is Tiger Mommy. Tiger Mommy has been with me for a minute now and never, ever, ever wavers. She is unwavering in her support. She is always coming through. She is a ride or die, ride or die. She is always down with the read, and I am so thankful to have her as a part of this community. Always in those comments, dropping that knowledge. Yes, Tiger Mommy is everything. So thank you, Tiger Mommy. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I just want to give another quick shout out to Kino Najari and Tiger Mommy. Thank you for the super thanks, y'all. Thank you for being down with the read. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being unwavering in your support. But most of all, just thank you for being a part of this community and making it the greatest community on these internet streets. I could never do it without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have done today. I have been over to Instagram and I've been over there spying on Meghan. Meghan has been up to something. She has, and we're going to talk about it a little later. I got quite a bit of news about Meghan. Good news, too. Good news. And also, I went over there to see what the Instagram squatties were talking about. Listen, they are dragging William. Oh, William, it continues to spin out, y'all. He is continuing to spin out. And it is crazy to see his response to a 55-minute meeting between Harry and his father. I mean, I cannot believe that this grown 43-year-old man is spinning out like this, crashing the F out all over the pages of those rags over there. It is so many stories about him crashing out. Now, it's one really good story that I'm going to do a pop up or either a word on the curb about. Because listen, these streets are talking. They are talking. And your girl, she is listening. Yes, get your popcorn. Because listen, I will be dropping this probably sometime late night, but it is such a good article. It really is. Now, I'm not going to keep you long on this particular pop up or a word on the curb, but it's going to be good. So keep a heads up for that. But like I said, I was talking about the Instagram squatties. That's what they're talking about. This is the big story. William continues to spin out. Y'all remember when this whole thing happened with Harry and Charles? I said, get your popcorn, get your popcorn. Well, it is happening. It is happening. And William continues to expose himself. He continues to expose his mental unfitness. You know, they're even saying that he is pretty much unfit to be the heir to the throne because he's so unstable. He is showing himself to be so unstable and so erratic. I'm telling you, people are talking about it, and it's not just squatties, it is people over there over across the pond is saying that, saying what we have been saying for whatever, because it's been there for everybody to see, but they wouldn't call it. Now they want to call it. But I digress. Yes, that's what the Instagram squaddies are talking about. Then I made my way over to X, formerly known as Twitter, my home away from home. You know, I love to dwell in the sewer. And let me tell you, the squatties are on the same page. William. William continues to spin out. We get story after story after story of just continuing to, they're continuing to expose him. And he is continuing to expose what he wants to do. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But yes, it is happening, y'all. If you don't have any popcorn, run to the store real quick because you are going to need it because this show is only just beginning. Like I said, he is spinning out. He really is. All right, y'all, let's get started. We have a lot. And like I said, we got some good news. And that is what I want to talk about first. I am going to put this up. Look at this. It says Meghan Sussex to be honored at LA National History Museum Gala, October 15th at 6 p.m. The Duchess of Sussex will take the stage at the National History Museum Night of Wonder Gala. You remember when this had to be canceled? You remember that? And now it is back on, and here we are. And look at this picture. Now, I don't think this is a picture of how it's going to be for the, on the 15th, but I think this is a picture of past gala, and isn't it gorgeous? They know what they're doing when they're decorating. I'm telling you, I cannot wait. October. Who knew October was going to be so delicious? We're going to have so much fun. I cannot wait. Not two galas, two. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. I cannot take it. And I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatter reposted that post I just read and said this. This is how you have a dinner in 2025. And I must say, is it not beautiful? It is. And I just think back to, what was it, a week ago or so, when they had that state dinner, that state visit for the one that shall not be named, and who just went right on to the United Nations and SHIT on Great Britain. He was so ungrateful after they had spent 15 million pounds on this visit. And the derangers, they were just coming all in my timeline talking about how Meghan must be so jealous of Kate, how she could not attend anything that came close to this state visit. And look at what we're looking at here. How beautiful is this? Like this particular squatty said, this is how you have a dinner in 2025. And it's definitely not to honor the man with the dead hand. No, this is all coming together to honor Meghan Sussex. Why would Meghan miss being over there, having to laugh like a hyena in the face of someone like the man with the dead hand, aka the one that shall not be named? Why would Meghan want to be envious of that? These derangers are called deranged for a reason. I'm telling you, they're totally crazy if they think that Meghan would prefer to be over there kissing the boots, licking the boots like Willie and Kitty did of the man with the dead hand, or to be in a beautiful setting like this, being honored by your city. I just love this. I love it because it just shows that all of the tantrums, all of the low down dirty tricks that was pulled by Kensington Palace to try to get people, try to get organizations not to honor Harry and Meghan for their work, for their hard work, they would absolutely create such a firestorm of SHIT around every honor, every award that Harry and Meghan would receive, and try to get people to say, I don't want any of that chaos, so we won't honor them. But it didn't work. It didn't work. And I just love this for Willie. I love the spinning out for him. I love the meltdowns for him. I love the crash outs for him. It's well deserved. It is well deserved because when you look back at all the shenanigans, all of the dirty tricks, all of the chaos that he has created around his brother while his brother was doing nothing but minding his business. Let's not forget what they did when the first With Love Meghan was going to come out. That total hit piece that they was running in Vanity Fair with all those lies in it. And that woman, that old Katie Nichols, going from place to place to place in America, trying to sell those lies to the American public that somehow Meghan was this horrible person. Y'all remember that? And it ended up that the LA fires and all the devastation that they did in Meghan's hometown prompted her to cancel her premiere of With Love Meghan. And these people was exposed. Katie Nichols were exposed. Vanity Fair was exposed. And they haven't been the same since because, squatties are not participating with them anymore. They showed themselves for what they were. Y'all remember that? And then on top of that, tried to smear her about helping with the LA fires. And LA is Meghan's hometown. Trying to pretend like somehow she was what did that old Justine Bateman, who looks like Willie Nelson, said? I think she said that she was, how did she put it? I think she said Meghan was a disaster tourist. How can Meghan be a disaster tourist in her own hometown? Meghan was born and raised in LA. This is her hometown. But just nonsense like that, and that got blew up. And all of these other celebrities was out helping, but yet and still focused in on Harry and Meghan. And all of that came from Kensington Palace. The jealousy that is coming from Kensington Palace, and William and Kitty wanting to move in on Harry and Meghan's territory. They want to be Hollywood royals, and don't get it twisted. I know I'm on a tangent, y'all, but this is something that needs to be said. They want to come to Hollywood. They want to be Hollywood royals. They want to actually take over Harry and Meghan's life like they did in Windsor. Willie and Kitty could have cared less about Windsor until Harry and Meghan moved to Windsor. Look at it. It is there for everyone to see. And look how they have come and incorporated everything that has been Harry and Meghan. It is ridiculous that these people are so psychotic that they want to take over Harry and Meghan's life. I have said it from the beginning. I'll continue to say it. Harry and Meghan needs to make sure that their doors are locked tightly on their Montecito home. They do, because if they don't, they'll wake up one morning in a blacked out panel van riding down the freeway of LA while Willie and Kitty takes their lives over completely. And as we go through this podcast, I am going to prove that to be true. They want to be Hollywood royals. They want everything. When I tell you William wants everything that Harry has, and he does everything that Harry does, I'm not lying to you. It is there for anyone to see. Any rational minded human being can see that this man is totally and completely sick and obsessed with his brother, to the point where he does everything that his brother does, hate his brother, and wants everything. And I have said, when I tell you everything, everything, everything he wants from Harry. I'm just saying, I know I went off on a tangent, but it's true. It's absolutely true. And like I said, we're going to go into some things that you're going to see what I'm saying is absolutely true. And I'm not exaggerating. If he could get rid of Harry and Meghan and take over their lives, he would do that right this minute. At least he would get rid of Harry, because he wants Meghan. Now, I said what I said. He wants Meghan. He wants everything that Harry has, and that includes Meghan. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I digress. Went on a tantrum, but I just felt that needed to be said. Also, this is going on to go over to Meghan's Instagram. She has posted a new Instagram story, and it features Mama Mia, and it features something very interesting. This particular squatty posted about it and said, "It's giving lap of luxury." I love this for Mama Mia, because y'all remember Mama Mia came from a kill shelter or a breeding shelter. I think it was a breeding shelter where they just bred her over and over and over. All she was there to do was to have puppies. It was horrible. And when it was raided, when it was shut down, they adopted out all of the dogs that were there. And Mama Mia got her home with the Sussexes, and it has been the lap of luxury ever since. So, yes, I love this for her, because she deserves this. Mama Mia got a wonderful, wonderful home, and look at her. She is loving every minute of it. Yes, I guess Mama Mia is saying, Guy, rest in peace. I got it from here. Yes, just being so loving and sweet and absolutely enjoying her life. And this squatty said, Ah, absolutely beautiful vase, Mia. You have the best spot in the house. You are a blessed dog, and we are all very happy for you. You deserve to be comfortable all the days of your life. Hashtag as ever by Megan. And what this squatty is talking about when she says beautiful vase, look at this. Look at the vase. It has the emblem of as ever on it. What y'all think that means? This particular squatter said, just know I told you so. As ever, homeware is coming soon. Me thinks. Yes, me thinks too. Me thinks too. And I think some strawberry jam is coming too. Well, strawberry spread. I think that's coming too. I cannot wait, y'all. It is getting exciting. October is going to be so much fun. So far, we have two galas and two hints at something new coming because let's not forget, Megan was out there, watering her strawberry. So I'm thinking strawberry jam. And look at this, showing us a vase. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. And by the way, y'all, go over to Megan's Instagram. Watch this little Instagram story. It is so sweet. It is so delightful. And go over there and give her love like I do every day. I go over there, see what's going on with Megan, go in and check in with her. And whatever's going on, if she's posted something, I always give her love. That's very important. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to put this up because this squatty is saying exactly what I just got through saying. October is shaping up to be a very good month for being a squatty. Yes, look, it says October is shaping up to be the month of the Sussexes, Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. Yes. October is going to be a great month, and it is also my birthday month. So, y'all know I am so thrilled about it. I love it. We got two galas. Yes, two. Oh, I can't wait. All right, y'all, we're going to change gears and start talking about Willie. Yes, what he's up to and how he is spinning out and crashing the F out. And me loving it for him, I must say. And look what this squatty has posted. It is Willie getting off of a private plane in Aberdeen. Yes. The environmental warrior was getting off of a private plane, and he is supposedly going up there to spend some time with Charles. But before we talk about that, look at what the Earth Block founder has in his hand. He has a duffel bag. And he has a duffel bag that is really familiar. So familiar that you could say that he was seen white femaling his brother. I kid you not. It looks like the same duffel bag that Harry was carrying and it sold out. This man is sick. He is literally doing everything that his brother does. William never carries his own bags. Never. But all of a sudden, he's getting off of a private plane, being papped, which is something that it rarely happens unless he wants it to happen. And look at him, has a duffel bag in his hand. I cannot. These people want Harry and Meghan's life. They copy everything. I think that is the reason why Meghan has shifted her style a little bit to keep Kitty from copying her so much. Meghan is wearing more dresses with her back out. Meghan is wearing more splits in her dresses and just really changed her style up a little bit because of the fact that this woman was single white femaling her so much. And look, here is the founder of Earthlock, single white femaling his brother. I can't. But I want to talk about this trip up to Balmoral. Now, William and his people are spending it as it's a summit. It's him and Charles spending time together, that him and Charles are on the best of terms now, and on and on and on. But it was a piece written by Tom Thumbhead Sykes that absolutely just blew this out of the water. And this particular squatty posted this and said, while William and his minions work overtime to gaslight the public and deny that the power struggle between him and Charles, Tom Sykes has just doubled down and insists that the two men are indeed at loggerheads. He thinks this attempt to deny is lame. Top up the popcorn. And I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted what Tom Sykes said about this so-called summit, this so-called meeting, this so-called meetings of the hearts and minds between William and Charles. This squatty said, well, what do we have here? Some commenters on Celebici said William is likely doing a shooting party up to Balmoral, and look what Tom Sykes wrote. William is up in Balmoral hosting a shooting party. Laugh out loud. And William is staying at Balmoral Castle, while 8 miles away, Charles is staying at Burke Hall, his private residence. I'm just saying. So they're not having a meeting of the minds and a meeting of the hearts, but this is what William wants in the public. He wants to gaslight the public into believing that somehow him and his father has come to terms, which I don't think is going to happen unless William starts acting in a manner that his father finds acceptable, which would be to do more work, to take over more of the bread and butter, day-to-day work, and also be on board with his reconciliation with Harry. Like I said in my last podcast, Charles has saw the writing on the wall. He knows that the monarchy is circling the drain. He sees that. It's like a person who has a severe injury and is bleeding out. Charles is trying to put a tourniquet on it to stop the bleeding. But William is so dumb, he does not have the ability to see that. And until he comes around and see things Charles's way, which is the right way for a change, then Charles is not going to be on board with any kind of reconciliation with William, because William is willing to go down with the ship in order for him to have this power that he perceives over his brother and not allowing his brother to have a relationship with his father or having anything to do with the crown. When Harry was born into that, how can he not have anything to do with it? But I digress. Charles sees what this whole fight, this whole war that him and William declared on Harry and Meghan, this one-sided war, has done to the monarchy. The blowback has been devastating. They're bleeding out, and William is so dumb and so stupid, he doesn't see that. He's willing to allow it to happen. And until he changes direction, Charles is not going to have it. I want to read what Tom Sykes said. And this particular squatty posted it and said, Palisades have billed this as an informal summit and an indication of how close William and his father are, pushing back after the royalists revealed that the two men have had a long, strained relationship, are at loggerheads over questions of how to deal with Andrew and Harry. However, the royalists can reveal that the king and his heir are not even staying in the same house. William is at Burmore Castle while his father is 8 miles away at his own home on the estate of Berkhall. William is understood to be planning a shooting gross, I guess that's the way you pronounce that, for much of the weekend and has invited friends to join him. William has friends. Does he? Oh, I think he has people, hanger owners, people who indulge his stupidity. But I digress. I had to cackle at that. Friends, okay. Charles no longer shoots. Neither William nor the King press teams replied to a request for comment. The royalist has led worldwide reporting on how William believes that Charles has been foolish and weak. Isn't that something? And he wants Charles to talk to him and has enabled Andrew to muddy the waters concerning his royal status. Mm. Well, this is what Tom Thumbhead Sykes is saying, and we all know here lately Charles has been feeding him, and he's saying that what William, what William's people are saying about this meeting is just them gaslighting the public, and it's really a shooting party, and his fake friends are coming to have a shooting party. He's invited them. And William is so stupid. I always say that, and he proves me right, like I said, on the daily, because he could have his brother, the one person in this world that loves him unconditionally, with him, by his side, having his back in every way, but he chooses to make an enemy out of him. He rather surround himself with these people who would never, ever have anything to do with him if he was not the heir to the throne, instead of his brother who would be there loyal to him no matter what. William is dumb. He is stupid, and I'll forever say that he is, because he doesn't have the ability to see the value in valuable people. And when you're like that, you're doomed. Your destiny is locked in, just like Williams is. He is always going to be a failure because he doesn't have the ability to read the room. And this squatty said, so he's not going to Balmoral. He's in Berkhall, but we'll be running to church to pretend that they're on close terms. Expect to see Lewis in these pap shots this Sunday with some BS that church was delighted to see him. Now, I don't know. I think maybe this squatty kind of got a misunderstanding of what was said in the Tom Sykes article, but basically they got the gist of it. William is at Balmoral Castle and Charles is at Burke Hall. And if they do go to church and they have that whole church, you know, how they do taking the picture and everything. I don't know if Lewis would be up there, you know, because he's so little without Kate. I don't know. I don't know what this particular squatty their anticipation is, but I would not be surprised to see William go to church, just like this squatty is saying. And we have found out here lately, since everything is spilling out into the streets about what's going on behind, you know, behind the scenes, we learned that William is not even religious. He just be going as a front. He has put it out, or it has been revealed that he is not even religious. And that is one of the problems that royalists have with him, that he is going to be the head of the church and he doesn't even believe in any of it. But here he is. It will be interesting to see if he will fake and go to church again. I'm telling you, since Queen Elizabeth II was lowered down in those tombs, we have found out so much about this family. And most of it is that they are trash. The mystique is gone. It absolutely died with her. And all is left is the rotting, dead carcass of an institution that nobody could ever have any respect for. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up, and this was from LUK, but the story is all over. It's on the BBC website, it's on ITV website, all the rags, all the other, I won't even call them news stations over there. I would say propaganda stations over there. And what I'm talking about is that William has given an interview. Yes, an interview. And it was not with ITV. It was not with the BBC. It was not with any news, so-called news entity over there at the UK. No, it was with Eugene Levy. I kid you not. And comedic actor that's on this show here in America called Up Shit's Creek. And he gave him the interview, not the BBC, not ITV, not Sky News, not any of the other so called news entities over there. He gave it to Eugene Levy, a Hollywood actor. Yes, to someone he felt safe with, because we all know that the British actors, you rarely see him talk to them. He doesn't even show up for the BAFTA Awards half of the time, but it's about America. It is about America. He wants him and Kitty to get a foothold in California. I said this and I'll continue to say it. After Charles' ticket is punched and he gets on board the train to glory and rides off in the sunset, William and Kitty are going to head to California. They are. They're going to it's either going to be California or New York City, but they are coming to America because they cannot help themselves. They can. It is something diseased in their minds to the point where they cannot help themselves. Look at William getting off the plane with a bag in his hand that is identical to the one that Harry was tapped carrying in LA when he was on his way to see his father, well, on his way to the UK. I mean, they can't help themselves. And this is clear evidence. I feel this is signs that they are giving that they are coming to America. Just like they could not stand Harry and Meghan being in Windsor. They had to come to Windsor now, and they had to take it all over. Get Harry out, just take it, every bit of it from Harry and Meghan, and just establish it for themselves. And that's exactly what they're going to try to do in Hollywood, in California. I believe that. But my point is this, it's not going to be as easy as they think. Or it might be that they think it's hard and they're trying to, do the groundwork right now. But I tell you, it is sick. It is disease of mind that these people think that they can just come and just take over Harry and Meghan's life because they're going to try. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I being over dramatic? Am I absolutely seeing something when it's not there? But I believe it. I really do. And this post from LUK quotes William as saying, "Life is sent to test us." Prince William opens up to Eugene Levy, of all people, I had to put that little part in there, about the hardest year of his life. I mean, play the cancer card if you would. And that's all they are doing, him and Kitty. And let's not forget, it was him who sat cross legged in South Africa and said that she didn't have cancer, that she had precancerous cells. But yet, and still, here he is throwing down the cancer card so hard on the table. I thought he was playing spades, because this right here, this whole interview is nothing but him playing the cancer card, trying to play on the heartstrings of the world citizens, because this is not just intended for the UK citizens, it's intended for the world. He's trying to expand his reach. But little does he know, nobody cares about Eugene Levy, and nobody definitely does not care about him and Kitty and her performative cancer. I mean, they misplayed that so badly to the point it's very few people still believe that she ever had it. And all I can say is it's no evidence that she did. Where is the evidence that she did other than Kensington Palace saying that she did? And they also said that she didn't have it. So I don't know, this is ridiculous, but they are going to use it till they can't use it anymore. And it's ridiculous and it's pathetic. And this squatty commented under this same post from Sky News and said this: was this about the precancerous situation as reported by you, Sky News, last year? Lots of women survive those. Some even go back to work within days after removing them. Exactly. And Sky News, let it be known and let it be noted that Sky News never came back and retracted this story, because those words came out of William's mouth. He never even called it out or threatened them in any kind of way to retract it, because he knew that they had evidence that these words came out of his mouth. But yet and still, here he is sitting there with Eugene Levy talking this nonsense, saying that, this has been such a hard year. How? You just went on what, your sixth vacation? And you yourself said that she had cancer, precancerous cells. And here you are playing the cancer card. I mean, as if you are in a heated game of spades. You are hitting the table with that card. And you want people you want to gaslight people into believing that somehow this has been hard for you. Stop it. Just stop it. I remember Squatty saying when all of this went down that this was their plan to play the cancer card forever. Forever. And I'm starting to believe that to be true. I really am, because they continue to do it time and time and time again. That they are trying to gaslight everyone into believing that this woman's precancerous cells were something that was life threatening. I don't believe Kate has had anything that has been life threatening. Now, that's my belief. That's my belief. I have no evidence whatsoever, but they haven't showed any evidence that she has. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This particular squatty is responding to Kaiser's article and the one that I talked about in my last podcast about Eden. The Sussexes are planning to undermine Prince William and Kate. And I'm telling you, that was the craziest article I think so far that Richard Maureen Eden has written. And I really think that it is strictly something that is coming from the Middletons and Willie and Kitty. They are panicking over there because Harry and Meghan, they know their power. They know how powerful and how loved Harry and Meghan are. And it intimidates the shit out of them. They don't want Harry and Meghan nowhere near the United Kingdom because they know that they will blow the spot up, especially with those kids in tow. That's the reason why he flipped out when they start saying that Harry wanted Archie to go to Eden, because at the end of the day, Archie would be the show. Archie at Eden would be the show, and William could not, in any kind of form, handle that. But I digress. This particular squatter is responding to that and says William and Kate will always live under Harry and Meghan's shadow. Where is the lie? Where is it? I can't find it. And they know this. And they know it is justified. They know how mediocre they are. They know how little effort that they put in. This is how they want it to be. And that is the reason why they want Harry and Meghan to go away. They never, ever have wanted to level up and be extraordinary, even if it's a possibility that they can. I don't think it's a possibility. Now, could they improve themselves? Absolutely, they could. But they don't want to do that. They want to look big while they have their feet on Harry and Meghan's necks. That is what's going on here. And they know on an equal playing field that Harry and Meghan will outshine them, not only them, their children, their crown, their institution, and everything. Everything. They have a problem with that. And it's not Harry and Meghan's fault. It's theirs. Because at the end of the day, they don't even really try to level up. But I digress. This squatty goes on to say Harry and Meghan's shadow will linger forever. And that's what they deserve for bullying Harry and Meghan out and feeding them to the toxic tabloids. Exactly. Because if they hadn't did that, Harry, Meghan, William, and Kate would have been the fabulous four. They would have been unstoppable. The monarchy would have been on solid ground for into the next generation or more, because then it would have been Lily and Archie and Louis and George and Charlotte. It would have been on solid footing. But no, they could not handle it. And because of the people that they are and the things that they have done, the monarchy is presently on life support. And it's all their fault. And I love it for them. I do. And I'm going to put this up because this particular squatty kind of captured what I really think about this situation and what I really find really funny in it, if it's anything to find funny about it. It says, it's so wild seeing Prince William's mouthpieces in the media talking about his anger with Prince Harry for leaving and his anger with King Charles for making peace with Harry. The heir is never happy unless he's involved in a one-sided competition with the spare. And meanwhile, the spare is dancing and having a good time. And that is so true. Harry's gone on with his life. He has a beautiful wife, a beautiful home, a beautiful family. I'm telling you, he is living life. He is a global advocate, respected everywhere that he goes. What more could you want? And William is a brooding, mad, angry psychopath. I mean, a absolutely obsessed human being who continues to try to bring down his brother, who continues to rise and frustrates him to no end. He's miserable. And Harry is just living his life. I love it. I love it. I do. And I love it for William. And I'm going to put this up. This squatty said William will never get over the fact that Harry, the supposed spare, has surpassed him in every way, that he is happy, free, and independent of the crown. You all should expect a very angry, bitter, and petty king. Where is the lie? He is going to be hell on wheels. And like I said, he's going to be in California. He is going to be in the United States. He is not going to be in the United Kingdom. He is going to be over there trying to take over Harry and Meghan's life. Sad but true. And speaking of truth, look at this, what this squatty put up. It says the Crown lost its appeal the day and an American woman told them to F off. That's why 5 years later, they're still barking at her. Where is the lie? The rejection. It has always been the rejection. Meghan rejected them, and they haven't been the same since. They haven't. And I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted the front page of the Scum and let us know what Charles has been up to. And that is leaking every detail of him and Harry's meeting, even down to how many minutes it lasted. I mean, it's ridiculous that they try to accuse Harry of saying and telling everything, all the personal details when they have private conversations. But Charles has not stopped leaking the details of this meeting since it happened. Let's look at the page of the Scum. See there, it says exclusive. What really happened in King and Harry's 53-minute meeting. I think old Matt Big Head Wilkerson wrote this. And it says formal greetings, exchanges of kisses and gifts, but still no way back. Well, we know that Harry wasn't seeking a way back. Harry was seeking reconciliation. That's all he has ever asked for. Harry just did not want his father to die without him reconciling with him. He wanted his conscience clear. And Harry said in his last interview that that's exactly what has happened. His conscience is clear now. And I love that for him. But yes, it was an exchange of gifts. I bet you it won't be long before we know exactly what those gifts were. Because Charles has something now. He has something of value when it comes to the British media, and that's content. Charles can feed them a little at a time about what went on in this meeting. And it's my belief that that's exactly what he is going to do. He has some power now because he has reconciled with Harry. He has access to the content that the British media wants. And so he's riding high right now. And he has kind of stopped the bleeding on the monarchy. It's not bleeding out as fast as it was before. Charles is winning right now. I bet you he has a little bounce in his step while he is up there in Scotland wearing his kilt. Yes, I bet you he is doing a jig because he's winning. Harry is winning. William is the only one that's losing. I'm just saying. And the squatty that posted this said, so who told the son? Well, we know who told the son. It is obvious who is telling the son and all the other rags over there all the information about this meeting. It's Charles. It's Buckingham Palace. And I don't see why anybody would be surprised at that. All right, I'm gonna put this up, and this particular squatter reposted that same front page from the Scum and said, I really wish Prince Harry would stay away from those folks. Charles is inhumane and manipulative. William is toxic, hateful, and frankly dangerous. I agree. I wish Harry would leave them to rot. They have the UK to lie for them, but the stench of their rot is no longer containable. Where is the lie? Where? Where is it? I mean, when the queen was there, when the queen was sitting on the throne, they could hide behind her. All the stench was contained. But once she died and they lowered her down in those vaults, they were exposed. They were. And it's no longer a mystique to them. I mean, they look like just another trash family with money. That's it. I agree with this, Squatty. So wholeheartedly. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and this doesn't have anything to do with that family or Harry and Meghan. This is something fun I came across while I was on these internet streets. And y'all know when I come across something fun or entertaining or puzzling or whatever, I just really, really have to bring it to the front and share it with y'all. And so I am going to ask you this, and I want you to put the answer in the comments, what you think the answer is. And look at this. It says, I have 6 eggs. I broke 2. I fried 2. I ate 2. How many are left? Y'all tell me. It says 99% get it wrong. So y'all tell me, what do you think the answer is? And I will respond. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.